Welcome to our video on how Teflon changed the way we cook and the health debate it started. In this exploration, we'll delve into the accidental discovery that launched a revolution in kitchens worldwide, transforming how we prepare meals with the introduction of non-stick cookware. As we examine the health implications and controversies surrounding Teflon, from dietary shifts to public concerns over safety, we'll also discuss the alternatives gaining popularity in today's cooking landscape. Join us as we navigate the complexities of Teflon's impact on cooking, health, and the environment, unpacking the ongoing debate that continues to influence consumer choices. 1. The accidental discovery that revolutionized kitchens. In 1938, a chemist named Roy Plunkett at DuPont was searching for a new refrigerant when he accidentally created a slippery, waxy substance, polytetrafluoroethylene, PTFE, which would later become famous as Teflon. This unexpected invention was first used in military applications, including the Manhattan Project, before its potential for everyday use was realized. By 1945, DuPont patented Teflon, and in 1961, it made its debut in non-stick cookware. This marked a turning point for home cooks, who found frying eggs and flipping pancakes easier than ever before. The non-stick surface meant less oil was needed, which helped popularize the idea of low-fat cooking. Teflon-coated pans quickly became a staple in American households, and by 1970, they were found in more than 50% of U.S. kitchens, according to a 1971 report from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. The convenience factor made Teflon a household name, changing cooking habits on a global scale. 2. A non-stick revolution. The rise of Teflon in cookware. The 1970s and 1980s saw an explosion in the popularity of Teflon cookware. Manufacturers worldwide, from France's Tefal to the US-based Farberware, rushed to develop non-stick lines. By the mid-1980s, global sales of non-stick pans topped $1 billion annually, as reported by market research firm Euromonitor. The technology spread beyond frying pans, bakeware, rice cookers, and even waffle irons adopted the slippery coating. Teflon made cleanup dramatically easier and offered an alternative to cast iron or stainless steel, which required seasoning or heavy scrubbing. A 2024 consumer survey by Statista showed that over 78% of U.S. households own at least one non-stick pan, reflecting the enduring appeal of this kitchen innovation. The non-stick revolution made home cooking more accessible for busy families, students, and anyone intimidated by the prospect of food sticking and burning. 3. Less oil, more health? Changing dietary habits. Teflon's main culinary advantage has always been its ability to cook with little or no added fat. A 2024 study published in the journal Nutrients found that households using non-stick pans reported an average 25% reduction in daily cooking oil use compared to those using stainless steel. This trend aligns with World Health Organization guidelines, which recommend limiting saturated fat intake to reduce cardiovascular disease risk. Teflon's popularity coincided with the low-fat diet craze of the 1980s and 1990s, offering an easy way to cut calories without sacrificing taste. However, some nutritionists warn that non-stick cookware can give a false sense of healthiness, leading people to overlook other factors like portion size and food quality. Still, data from the CDC's 2023 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey shows a steady decline in household oil consumption, with non-stick cookware cited as a contributing factor. 4. The Teflon health scare. PFOA and public concern. By the late 1990s, Teflon's reputation came under fire due to concerns about perfluorooctanoic acid, PFOA, a chemical used in the manufacturing process. In 2005, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, launched an investigation after studies linked PFOA exposure to cancer, thyroid disorders, and developmental issues. A landmark 2024 report by the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, ATSDR, confirmed that PFOA was detected in the blood of 98% of Americans tested between 1999 and 2015. High-profile lawsuits, such as the $671 million settlement DuPont paid in 2017 to Ohio and West Virginia residents, fueled public anxiety. The controversy forced manufacturers to phase out PFOA by 2015, and the EPA's 2024 update notes that all Teflon-branded cookware sold in the U.S. is now PFOA-free. Despite these changes, consumer skepticism persists. 5. Modern Teflon. Is it really safe now? Since 2015, cookware companies have reformulated their products, eliminating PFOA and replacing it with Gen X and other newer chemicals. According to a February 2024 FDA review, modern non-stick pans use PTFE that is inert and stable at normal cooking temperatures. The FDA concluded that, when used as directed, today's Teflon cookware does not pose a significant health risk. However, a March 2025 study from the University of California, Riverside, found that heating non-stick pans above 500 degrees Fahrenheit, 260 degrees Celsius, can still release ultrafine particles and fumes that may cause flu-like symptoms, known as Teflon flu. The American Cancer Society's April 2024 update reassures consumers that ordinary use, such as frying or sautéing at moderate heat, does not release harmful substances. Experts emphasize avoiding overheating and using wooden or silicone utensils to prevent damaging the coating. 6. The global crackdown on forever chemicals. Concerns about forever chemicals, such as PFAs, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, have led to stricter regulations worldwide. In January 2024, the European Chemicals Agency proposed a sweeping ban on PFAs in consumer goods, including cookware, with a final decision expected in late 2025. The US EPA announced new national standards in April 2024 to limit PFAs in drinking water to 4 parts per trillion. Countries like Canada and Australia have also tightened import rules for products containing PFAs. Major retailers such as Walmart and Amazon began phasing out older non-stick cookware lines in 2023, pushing brands toward safer alternatives. These regulatory moves reflect growing evidence that PFAs can accumulate in the environment and the human body, with studies linking them to liver damage, immune suppression, and certain cancers. 7. The rise of alternatives: ceramic, stainless steel, and cast iron. Fueled by health concerns, the market for alternative cookware has boomed. According to a 2024 report by Grandview Research, ceramic non-stick pans, free from PTFE and PFAs, now account for 29% of non-stick cookware sales globally. Stainless steel, beloved for its durability, saw a 15% increase in sales in 2024 compared to 2021, driven by eco-conscious consumers. Cast iron, once considered old-fashioned, has staged a comeback, with brands like Lodge and Le Creuset reporting double-digit sales growth over the past 2 years. Many chefs prefer these materials for their ability to sear food and develop flavor, even if they require more maintenance. Social media influencers and cooking shows, including Netflix's Chef's Table, have popularized natural cookware, inspiring a new generation to swap Teflon for alternatives. 8. Environmental impact. The hidden cost of non-stick cookware. Teflon's environmental legacy remains controversial. PTFE itself is stable and inert, but the manufacturing process historically released PFOA and other PFAs into water supplies. A 2024 Greenpeace report found that PFAS contamination affects the drinking water of at least 200 million people worldwide. While the industry has largely phased out PFOA, newer chemicals like Gen X have raised fresh concerns. A 2025 study by the Environmental Working Group linked Gen X exposure to liver toxicity in lab animals. Waste management is also an issue. Non-stick pans are difficult to recycle, and most end up in landfills. Some brands now offer take-back programs or use recycled aluminum bases, but these represent a small fraction of the market. Environmental advocates urge consumers to buy fewer, higher-quality pans and replace them only when the coating is visibly damaged. 9. Consumer trust. Are people still buying Teflon? Despite the controversies, Teflon cookware remains remarkably popular. A 2024 YouGov survey found that 64% of Americans still trust Teflon-branded products, though 21% expressed significant concern over chemical safety. Retail data from NPD Group shows that non-stick cookware sales in North America rose by 4.2% in 2024, driven by a post-pandemic spike in home cooking. However, the same report notes a sharp rise in online searches for safe non-stick pans and PFAS-free cookware, indicating rising consumer awareness. Many brands now label their products as PFOA-free, PFAS-free, or eco-friendly to win back trust. Cookware recalls due to defective coatings have fallen by 30% since 2021, according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, suggesting improved manufacturing standards. 10. The future of cooking. Innovation and ongoing debate. The Teflon story is far from over. Cookware makers are investing in new surface technologies, such as diamond-infused and titanium-reinforced coatings, which promise greater durability without harmful chemicals. A May 2025 market analysis by Deloitte predicts that the global eco-friendly cookware sector will surpass $3.8 billion by 2027, growing at an annual rate of 8.4%. Meanwhile, scientists continue to study the long-term effects of low-level PFAS exposure, with a major NIH-funded study expected to release findings in late 2025. Some experts argue that the health risks of modern Teflon are vanishingly small, while environmental groups see the PFAS saga as a cautionary tale. The debate over non-stick cookware's legacy, balancing cooking convenience with health and environmental responsibility, shows no sign of cooling down.